Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on SWMM5 source code. In this video, we will look at how to use official SWMM5 API. So what we need to do is we need to visit the official website of EPA, and over here you could download the GUI and the source code for SWMM5. And in this particular section, you can also download the zip file for the API. This says SWMM5.2.4 API guide. You just need to click on it and it will download. I have already downloaded it, so I will not download it again. And what you can do is you can go to the downloads where you have downloaded the uh, you can go to downloads where you have downloaded the zip file, and you can double click and open this. But what you need to do is you need to go to properties and you need to uh, click over here. So I'll just cancel this. I'll extract it again. Uh, Yes. So if I double click on the CHM file, it will give me a warning and cannot view the documentation. So the reason behind that is you need to go to properties and click on this unblock uh, checkbox, hit apply, OK, and then you will be able to see all the content of the documentation. And now you're good to go. So this particular documentation tells you what all APIs are present and how you can use them. In Appendix A, you have documentation of each API function. So it has couple of API functions. In this tutorial, we will be implementing this particular function, which is SWMM underscore run. This will run a complete SWMM simulation, and it requires three inputs. One is the input file path, report file path, and the third one is optional, which is binary file path. Now, what we will do is we'll create a new project in Visual Studio, and what I can do is I can create a new project, empty project, and I can name it as SWMM5 SWMM API demo, and I'll just create it. So this is a blank C++ project, but uh, yeah, you can create a C project as well. So it doesn't explicitly says that it is a C project. First thing is you need to create a main file. I'll just name it as main.c, create, and you need to include standard IO, stdio, and stdio.h. Yes. And then you need to create a main function which will return zero. So it will I will create end main print hello. I will write it as hello SWMM5 API. And if I run this, it should create a command line application which will say hello SWMM5 API. Okay, I will close it. Now what we need to do is we need to add the SWMM5 API library, which is a DLL file. So we are interested in these three files. So what I will do is I will just copy them, go to my project, I will open the open the project in File Explorer, and over here I will create a new folder called as API. And yeah, now we are good to go. So first thing is we need to include the SWMM5 API header file. Okay. And for that, I will write SWMM5.h, and this is how we will include the SWMM5.h file. Okay. What we can also do is, I guess, in that API, yes, we can do this as well, and it will include SWMM5 dot h file. There is another way also, because we have included this H header file in API folder. That is why we need to write API. If you don't want to do that, what we can do is we can right click and go to the properties of the project, and in C++ section, what we can do is we can include the path of the API folder. So right now it is throwing some error. We can go to edit, and what we can do is uh, we can write a simple macro. For that, we will need to add a dollar sign, then project dir. Okay, um, I'll go to the macros, right? Project. So this is how I can get the project dir variable. Okay, and you can see it. What is the value it gets evaluated to? So it gets evaluated to this particular path. The benefit of using this particular macro is, in case you are working in a collaborative environment, and where when you're publishing this particular project on GitHub and other people are downloading it, if you hardcode the path of the demo or the API folder, it will not work on other people's machine, because this is referencing to a local folder. So what I will do is, after this I will write API and I will press enter. So this will evaluate to the API folder, and even if other people are using this project, it will automatically map to the appropriate folder, because you have used a macro instead of hard coding the path. Now I have applied it. Now you can see it is not throwing any error. This is how you add uh, the API file, sorry, the header file for the API. Next thing is, if I run this, it won't work. Yeah, it did succeed, but if I let's say create a variable to store string value, and it will have the path to input file, and let's copy a project. So I have a sample folder over here. So I've installed SWMM5, and it includes some sample files. So I'll copy this particular project and will paste it into my project. So let me find the project. I'll just right click, open file folder, and I'll, I'll create another folder called as model, store the model files. I'll paste it over here. Now that we have uh, the model, I will just copy its path and just paste its path. Mm, Yes. So we have created a INP variable and we are assigning it to INP file path. And I will create another folder called as RPT for report files, and I will rename its extension another variable for out file, and then we will use the SWMM underscore run API function, and I will assign it to I will assign input variables to that particular function, which is input file path, RPT file path, and out file path. And we are good to go. Let's run this project, but this won't run. There are there will be some issues because we haven't mapped it to a DLL file and a lib file. So for that, we need to right click, go to properties, and in linker and input folder, we need to add additional dependencies. And for that, what we will do is we will go to project APIs. Okay, so we need to add a lib file location. So before that, I think we need to go to general and we need to add additional library directories. So what we are doing right now is we are telling compiler to look for the lib file. So this is the file we are telling compiler while compiling to look for this particular lib file, and we need to add the location of that particular file. So we have added it inside the API folder. You can select and just add the path, or what I can do is I can add a macro. Okay, and write API. This will evaluate to this particular value. I click OK, apply, OK. Oh, sorry, forgot to add the lib file. So in input, what you need to do is you need to add the dependency as well. So you need to add the name of the lib file. So the name of the lib file is swmm5.lib. 5.lib. So we are basically referencing to this particular file as swmm5.lib, which we have copied in the API folder of our project. So which is this folder. So we created this particular folder API and we pasted the DLL file at header file and lib file. So now we are referencing to this particular file in our project. So swmm5.lib, press OK. I will just check it. We have referenced it correctly. Yes, we have done that. Now next thing is we need to build this project. Now it has succeeded. If I run it, it will still throw some error. So most probably you would get this error because uh, during runtime it is trying to find swmm5.dll file, and it expects the program expects that particular file in the build folder, which is this one. Okay, so when we build the project, it only creates these two files. But what it expects is it also expects a DLL file for SWMM5 API. For that, what we'll do is I'll just copy this file manually and I'll paste it over here. Okay. And if I run this right now, you could see it is executing the simulation, and we have got this message simulation complete. So this is how you use the API functions, and uh, you execute them. Another thing is, if you don't want to manually copy the DLL file every time, because uh, in a collaborative environment, this might not be the best way to, manually copy a DLL file. For that, what you can do is you can automate this particular process of copying the DLL file. So what you can do is you can go to post build events, and you can add a command line instruction. What this will do is, okay, so you can add this particular command. So this particular command will copy the uh, SWMM5 DLL file to the output directory where our project is getting built. So it will get built to this particular folder where we will have our exe file. So if I build it, uh, press OK. If I build it, now it will copy the SWMM5 DLL files. Therefore, we won't get any error. Uh, yes, yes. So this is how we can automate the copying of DLL file to the build folder. And that's all about using SWMM5 APIs. You can try all other APIs which are available with SWMM5. So you can go to Appendix A, and you can, look at the input required for each method, and you can try to use it. So this one, you can get value of a particular uh, object. So links, notes, attachments, you can get value of these uh, objects. And yeah, we have couple of other um, API functions available as well. So you can give it a try. What you need to do is just need to write SWMM underscore and then the name of the uh, API function, and Visual Studio will also give you some code suggestion while implementing those. For example, I can go to get value, and over here I can get value of a certain object. And yes, so first is the property and second is the index. So this is how you can use to get values of objects. You can go through the API documentation, find more about it. And that's it for this particular video. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.